like a fade. Praying they don't lock us up in the cage from chopping the white on the plate with the blade.
Alright, this the Strong United Voices podcast. We back at y'all again. This your boy D.
You already know who it is. It's your boy B Will.
Lady Black.
And Miss Lovely. All right, guys, we back here again, talking about the same thing with these shootings. It's only been 2, I believe, that has been fatal killed. So again, I'm just going with the streets, dates. So we have our first one that I believe was on 6/24. We're going to start there. And that was 2 people shot Wednesday near ECMC. That's what we have here on the 24th. That was at Norfolk and Kizzeton. That was our first shooting again on the 24th. I know some happened on the 21st. That was the day we were shooting, but I don't have that information there. Then our second one, we went on to June 26th. That was on Shuley. That was a shooting, a 17-year-old male. He was shot. We got our third one, which was, they're saying it was just a violent weekend. And that one, this one was on the 21st. It was multiples of them. They were going different places on that one. So that was just saying like a violence weekend around the city of Buffalo. And then we have the one down on Erie. That was on the 27th. A man was shot down there, 23 years old. Then we have a 33-year-old woman shot on Kizzeton and Thatcher. That was done on the 27th. Looked like a lot was done on the 27th. And then we know the big one on Coons and Walden on the 28th. Okay. A block party. I never heard of no block party ever being at no 12:45 at nighttime. I've never heard that in my life. And 2 women got shot. 1 fatal died. I'm just going to let y'all put y'all little input on that and tell me how y'all feel about the violent weekend and that these women are getting shot and obviously killed.
It's ridiculous. It don't make sense. It makes you wonder what's going on and why hasn't the police kind of like made themselves present in all of this? You know, is it because the talk of defunding the police?
I'm wondering that.
You know, they feel as if, you know, well, as, you know, Dee had put it one time, maybe they'll see how it is if they defund us.
Right.
You know, maybe we won't be there for them.
Right.
They don't want us to have no money.
Right.
So up their own protest.
Right. Right.
Quietly.
Right. But but it's on our people. You know, our people is doing the killing. You know what I'm saying? Which is very sad. So that, in a sense, make you feel like y'all really don't care. You know, because anything else that happens around the city, you see the police presence. Whether it was a festival, like an Italian festival, or a Taste of Buffalo, or any other type of block party, you would see them riding around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
On
You
horses and all
right,
that.
right,
Yeah.
but you know, why on Coons? Why don't you see any police or hear any police?
And a block party starts early.
Very
so
early. Very early.
I want to know who ran the block club. Who was in charge of that? Because it had to be like a president of the block club.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You should be responsible for these incidents because there's no way. And when I looked at the video, it looked like Juneteenth out there.
Really, I haven't seen it.
It was a young lady on there just videoing it live because she felt it was ratchet. I never come out to nothing ratchet, but this is lit. This is ratchet. I said, honey, you ain't seen nothing yet. But about 5 minutes later, boom, 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 boom. You hearing her, oh shit, hit the ground. Look like she's trying to go up under a car. Yeah. You know, it was, it's lit, right? Yeah, it got lit, right? So I'm just saying, like, with her mother, you seeing your daughter, just seeing her on that could have been you. Right. That bullet didn't have a name on it. Right. That's why it went where it went. I don't know if they was aiming for them females or not, but, you know, one is dead. Not only shot, but ran over. So is that somebody that was trying to get away? Or was that some people just panicking and just trying to, get out, didn't know she dropped in the street? I mean, I could just only imagine that mother's pain.
Right.
And these young females think it's cool to hang around and not one of them out there with a mask on. Not one of them.
They forgot about Corona.
Listen, this generation is full of people that are just out there for likes, live streams. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's why they out there. So therefore, their safety, their health, it goes on the back burner for that attention needle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want people to see how many likes can I get. I can get 4,000 people to watch my live stream. You know what I mean? But that's the generation now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the reason why Facebook is so big. You know, like people don't even realize the dude that runs Facebook, he a Trump. He support Trump.
Yeah.
And this is the same man that everybody, he races. Well, y'all keep putting money in his pockets. Every time y'all go live, the more views y'all get, don't nobody pay attention to it, because what's more important is that attention needle.
Right.
To everybody.
Right.
I think it's sad, man, because it's like people can't even go out to have fun no more.
Right.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
everybody ain't coming out for the drama and coming out to, see things get lit
Right.
in a bad way. They coming to get lit and enjoy themselves, have a good time, and have a memory that they can have with them moving forward. You know what I'm saying, in life, and that's what it's about. And we understand life too short, but people I think it's just sad because we always say we ain't got nothing as a people. You know what I'm saying? Then when we try to have these little events, they getting this type of madness happen to it. So you know what I'm saying? So
they got a curfew on most parties now.
They need a curfew, period. Not even on parties.
People should
You know
be
what
able
I'm
to be
saying?
safe and be able to enjoy themselves and have a good time, man,
Yeah.
without this going on with kids, women. Man, come on, man, that's crazy.
Well, they broke the
man.
code when they killed that lady on Grape Street and her grandson. That code been
Yes.
that code been broken by
Yes.
women and
Yes.
kids. So this is my
Yes.
point, that it ain't about snitching no more. Why you think you snitching? It's about getting a menace off the street. When you can be reckless like this, and just like I said before, I know it's not nobody, and I hope it's nobody just walking around shooting people. I understand it might be vengeance. It's been times, man, I've been in an altercation where it made me that damn angry. That thank God I didn't have nothing on me.
Right.
So I understand. That's what I'm trying to say to the young people and the young brothers or whoever doing it. We understand, but sometimes you got to take a moment and think. But see, the thing about it, you're not getting caught. So it's like, hey, ain't no consequences to this thing right here. I'm hitting him today. I don't care who he with. These people with their kids, they with their mothers, they don't give a shit out here. And that's the sad, once that code got broken, people need to know that if I see it, I'm telling it. You got to get off the streets.
And we all got to understand too, I'm talking to the young ones out there, the young boys coming up and watching how life happening, man. It happens so fast. And you got to understand too that if you want to be so tough, man, go to the army, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be on that type time and be savage, just letting it go all the time, not caring about human race and caring about kids and all that, man. You so tough. Go to the army, man. They letting you smoke shit daily, man. Real with you. They letting you smoke shit daily, man. So if you want to just let it go and reload joints and just be in demon mode, go to the army, my nigga. You can get away with everything. You just go shoot people.
Trump would love to send you over there.
Why is you coming here where it's like innocent people losing their lives, women and kids, and y'all boys, and y'all think y'all tough for that though? Shooting an innocent person ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You think you on demon time? Like that ain't what's up, man. It ain't, man.
How they gonna be gangsters who can't aim?
That's my point.
Ain't never been a gun range day in their life.
Like, come on, if you're gonna be a gangster, every gangster I knew could shoot. You know what I mean?
You gonna shoot your target.
And it's to protect themselves, to defend themselves.
Now, do you guys think that these are actually shootings that are caused by gang initiations?
I keep hearing this.
So what gangs are here?
This is what I'm wondering.
Are there gangs here? Where is that?
I look at it like this. Back in the day, like we had, peer pressure, smoke weed, do all different types of drugs. That was our peer pressure. The peer pressure now is, yo, you ain't tough. You ain't tough. yo, that man over there was talking about you, blah, blah, blah. You let a dude put a battery in your back and you go do your, you know what I mean? You do what you do just to get that rep from that one person.
That's just weak-minded.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I wish a gang could be created. And to me, like, if you out here and you call yourself a gang, why y'all don't own nothing? That's my thing.
Hey.
Be a gang and say, hey, when you talk about my block, that mean I own every house on this block. Then you do what you do on your block, man. That's what makes somebody respect you. Like, shit, he do own it. He own every house over there. Then you saying you on my block hustling.
Right.
This not your block. You're renting somebody's fucking house.
How is your
You're
block
renting it.
And your block starving. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You're renting the goddamn house and talking about my block.
It's crazy.
You got mothers going to get whipped when it's your block, bro.
Come
you
on.
gotta help them out. Help her out.
Yeah.
Help her out.
Not only do they got them going to get whipped, but they got them selling drugs. They got them running a little
No,
errand.
they treat them like
You know what I'm
slaves.
saying? They got them going hitting people. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's how they're getting all mixed up in all this. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, they got them acting like dudes.
They
Honestly,
they
got,
going
they
out
got
to
females acting like dudes.
yeah, they out there handling the guy's business.
I mean, and when it
Too,
comes to
you
that,
know?
a lot of women do keep it more official.
Exactly.
Dudes, so salute to them.
Because, you know, 9 times out of 10, it's what they had to look up to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's sad to say that
No
some of their parents, their fathers were big time dealers, or their moms was holding it down, or whatever the case may be. And this is what they grew up to see. And little did the parents realize is that their children were really paying attention, and they feel like, oh, okay, well, this is my legacy now. So I got the, you know, my dad and my mom, you know, they held it down back, you know, back in the 90s or the 2000s. Oh, now it's my turn. It's my turn now to hold it down. I'm old enough to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You know?
Right.
All right,
So that's, again, I mean, we're still talking about that, but right now, you know, today, I'm not in a good zone with the shootings because my niece lost her life on, you know, back 7 years ago. Diamond told her, well loved, well liked, and just was sitting somewhere, and I ain't gonna lie, having a drink, smoking a blunt, what young people do.
it's almost
And somebody sitting in the back seat, your target is the driver, and you kill my fucking niece.
shooting with your eyes closed.
Okay, so I'm very angry to see all this going on, and then women still getting shot. And thank God that camera worked to get her killer off the street.
Yeah, fortunately.
And we thank the system. And matter of fact, it took John Flynn to put his ass in jail when he became the new DA of the city of Buffalo. John Flynn, we commend you on that, because we do know some cameras do work out here. Some cameras do work.
I think
but
they
again,
all work. They just pick and choose
you know,
which ones they wanna.
Shout out to my sis, Kat Toller. Stay strong. This woman is mourning her daughter 7 years later.
Big up the cat.
Yes, Kat.
You know, and so tomorrow is her celebration, and we would love to celebrate my niece with her living, but unfortunately she was taken away from here, you know, because somebody don't know how to shoot. So I don't want to talk about that shit too much longer, because I'm just getting mad at talking about the shit. So we're gonna move on, and we're gonna figure out what Mayor Brown doing. What we gotta talk about Mayor Brown right quick for a second. Just, we don't want to lay on him too long, but again, he haven't came out and said shit again. We're still here now. It's
He
came out. Did he talk about the shootings? Because that was serious.
He didn't really touch the police shootings.
Oh, what did he talk about?
Not the shootings, not the police shootings, but it was more or less, you know, a list of reforms, you know, as far as parking tickets. And you know, but I get. Listen, he's reaching. He's extending the olive branch.
He's trying to,
you know what I mean? He kept saying black people and people in low income situations, you know, you can't afford when you get pulled over and stuff like that. He was like, we're gonna start with, you know, charging you late fees and fees on top of fees with your parking tickets.
Man, if you don't stop saying this
listen.
shit about these motherfucking parking tickets, man.
Listen, and then he's talking about the water bills. You know, because people's water was getting.
Yeah, I heard
low.
about that.
So you know, he said, you know, he gonna waive that and let you get on a payment arrangement.
Get you on a payment arrangement for the
So-
water, because there ain't nothing come about these people dying, and
Right.
and the Coons is the biggest one. Even though a lot of shootings happen every other day, Coons was the biggest one that you would expect that man to been on the news at 6 a.m. saying, "Hey, we shutting the city down now."
But he did say with the police reform that they banning the chokehold. They also banning.
They're doing that all
The
over
police not
world.
choking them; it's people killing other
Hey,
people.
listen, I guess it's up
I
to
guess
every
one thing at a time, huh?
governor in every state to, you know, say, okay, listen, we banning that or whatever. You don't gotta ban it.
But Cuomo been said it was banned. When they
Cuomo
did
want to
that,
ban
he been
it, but
saying that.
he's leaving it up to the governors to execute it themselves.
Cuomo is a governor. He
I
is
mean,
our
not the
governor.
governor, the mayor.
mayor.
My bad,
You
my
mean the
bad,
mayor.
my bad. You know what I was talking about.
No, I didn't.
Here we go.
Don't get confused.
Well, you see where he went, right?
You know
I'm just saying. I see where he
Well,
went.
Black. Well, tell us, because we was looking, doing that little research,
Yeah,
having a
yeah,
conversation.
yeah,
Me and you,
'cause
B,
yeah.
you and me and B was talking about that. So, what exactly does the mayor supposed to do? Like, what you know, how does this work so we can get to what we
Okay.
need, what we talking about last week?
So when I just took a look, because I was curious myself to find out. So what I found out, a day in the life of the mayor, he serves as a public face to the city. That's number one. He addresses city crisis, which I haven't seen that yet. He hire and fire city personnel, and then he connects with state and federal governments. Okay, so we have serves as public face to the city. He addresses city crisis. He hire and fire city personnel, and then he connect with the state and federal governments.
Well, he said he didn't fire Carolyn Horn.
Uh-oh.
He hired.
Now that's a lady. You know, that's a lady that from
Yeah, but you hear me? He hired and fired city personnel.
Carolyn. We got to get you on here. We got to get you on here because you're the only one able to set that record straight on here. We got to know because you. Saying he's saying he didn't fire her. He's saying some other officials.
Yeah, this goes on to say a mayor in the
But he
city
can't
council
override
manager
it
system.
if he in charge of
A mayor
hiring
in
and
the city council, a mayor in the council manager system is the symbolic head of the city. In reality, the mayor is a first among equals on the city council. The mayor must use influence more than official power in order to drive the city's policy agenda.
So basically, he don't do.
He ain't doing nothing.
Do you got some
You heard
power
it.
or not?
You heard me
What
when
did
I
I
said
tell
it
y'all
last
last
time.
week? Puppet.
He a successful puppet.
We need so wait a minute. So Mark Poland cards or whatever
He's
the
our
hell his
county
name is.
executive. He's
So,
one of our county
What do he
executives.
do?
You know, I didn't even look up to see what he did.
Well, maybe we need to get to Captain Hulk.
Captain Hawk.
We need to go over all their heads and get to her because that's the next step before you can get to Kathy Hochul.
Lieutenant Governor.
Okay, we need to get to her before because obviously you got to go through the protocol. So
Right.
obviously Mark polling cards and Mayor Brown is not the ones to be talking to because it's funny. Mayor Brown and Mark polling cards or whatever your name is.
Cards.
You what cards was sitting there because that's when Mayor Brown was saying, "You idiot, we got you on camera." When the boy broke the, remember? That's who was standing next to him
The city hall situation.
in the city hall situation.
Okay,
Mark
so-
and Mayor Brown was together on that thing, but because I'm just wondering like how neither one of them came out and said, "You idiot, for the murderers, we coming for you. We know who you are." But you calling a 19-year-old who just basically riding and doing everything everybody else doing, and
But,
so
I mean, for the viewers and the listeners, when I say the city hall situation, if y'all don't know what that is, basically what that is it was an incident at City Hall where somebody, caused a little damage or whatnot on the building. Nothing too, crazy, but they caught him in a very short time. And we just looking like, how ain't nothing? The murderers, like all these killings, how we not catching them in at least a day? Days, a week, something, that's the point she was making. So I just wanted to clarify.
yeah. So
But I did find out what the county executive is supposed to do.
okay.
And according to what I'm reading, it says the county executive oversees the administration of county departments, the departments of corrections, health, human services, planning and community development, public safety, and veterans affairs, as well as public defender's office and the Erie County Public Library. But that one that sticks out to me, public safety.
Yeah, definitely.
So if Mayor Brown won't fire police officers that aren't protecting and serving that oath that they took, why isn't Policarps stepping forward? You know what I'm saying, and be like, listen, this is something that we need to do. You had two officers push down a 75-year-old man that is now in rehab, that is not going to be right, that was not hurting or bothering anybody. And matter of fact, who was the same color as they are. So just imagine if that was one of our fathers.
I think there's.
Just imagine if it was one of the police officers. You just pushed over somebody's dad, or one of your your colleagues.
Right.
I bet you it'd be a whole different. It'd be a whole different.
I just think it didn't matter if it was black or white. That's just somebody elderly, man, and that just showed they don't got no
care.
Respect for nothing.
No,
That's
it's a
showing
double
you
standard.
that this is just what it is. Like, it's sad.
It's that power behind the badge type of thing.
Right.
I
heard to feel tough about it.
Yeah, but we got home.
Come on,
That,
we got home.
Emergency task thing, whatever.
Yeah.
They used to have that task force back then. They used to have they used to have one back in the days, back in the 80s. They used to have a task force out here. That's back when we want to go back to gangs. In our time, we had the New York Boys, State Boys, Jealousy Boys, you know, and the Langfield Boys, but the Langfield Boys was with the New York Boys because we all was what? Excuse me, but you know, Bailey was all one unit. So you know, it was like once you crossed over that bridge, we had a bridge, and once you crossed over there, that was Central Park. So that's when you come into the Central Park territory. So State Boys and New York Boys always used to go at it all. Nobody owned nothing, but the good thing about it, nobody died. No. You get your ass whooped. That's the bottom line. You get caught over there, basically. But then you have people that were just versatile that can go anywhere. The GYC Boys, you could, you had to worry about that going on Goodyear. But you lived. Right. You lived.
Live to see another day.
And that's what that's what that is. And the mayor obviously not seeing that this is a whole different generation right now. And one thing I was reading with the Snugs and the Peacemakers, and I think his name is Murray, if I'm not mistaken, was saying how it's too many guns on the street. Now we forgot about when the protesting and the looters broke into the Broadway pawn shop. Right. They never found these guns. Now let me tell you that they said this gun that did this on Coombs, it made me thought about that. Because they never found them guns. They said this one particular gun was an army gun that didn't even have no business in the pawn shop. They never found them boys, and they got them on camera. They got them on camera the same way they had that boy with the mask on his face that broke the windows of City Hall. So they ain't got them 3 boys yet.
Well, I'm gonna keep it real with you. That's just what we do here. And I feel like at this point they want us to kill each other.
Exactly.
That's why if you look at, big up to anybody in Chirac, if you don't know what that is, that's Chicago. That's basically what they're doing over there too. Putting guns out there, letting them do whatever it is, and let us kill each other off. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad because we got to be smarter and we got to understand. But this been going on for a while. We just got the camera now and they showing what it is. You know what I mean? And also speaking of that, you said about the guns and people need to get them off the streets. If we can probably Google, I don't know, B, if you can, gun sales right now, it's at an all-time high. Oh, wow. 100 facts. Gun sales right now is at an all-time high. People is, getting ammo. People is getting all different, and I talked to one of my partners, you know what I'm saying, and he down in Atlanta, he said it was an elderly couple, and they just bought 2 30-30s. Now, if we know what 30,
I don't even know what
that's something, that gun's so big.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Look, I don't even know what, but just hearing 30, that means 30 rounds.
That's that gun ain't nothing to be played with. Just put it like that. And at this point, if buying 2 of them, they getting prepared for something. You got something?
Yeah. It says here, this was published on the 3rd, and it says Americans are loading up on guns and ammo in the wake of face protests.
But see,
Of race protests. I'm sorry, in the wake of the race protests.
but this is what I'm saying, that
Fear for their
but the
life.
young boys is not getting ready for the race. They
No.
killing their own people off.
The people that
But
you
I'm
might
just saying,
need.
it's
The
Thank
people
you.
that you might, yo, bro, I need you.
That same person you running,
that
that same person you running to go kill might be the end of you and him against
Right.
6, 7, 8, 9 white KKKs.
Right.
That's what they're saying. They're saying it's about to be a civil war.
It's sad because
Oh, Trump definitely trying to set it in order. We're gonna talk about that too on the next episode.
Yeah.
So
If you watch.
they say here that says they're taking things in their own hands. Gun sales increased after calls to defund the police departments, nationwide protests, and corona pandemic. So that was CBS reporting.
Y'all hear
back
it.
in Pittsburgh.
Y'all hear it? We stressing it to y'all. I don't want to keep coming over here. It's so much stuff to cover in the city of Buffalo and as well as around the world that's going on. But this right here, you have no choice but to come on talking about the same thing about these shootings. And we still waiting for somebody to help. But what I'm thinking about doing, we need to send a letter and seeing if we can get these social media shut down, because I don't even know how these people getting to the point of wanting to kill each other. There got to be some type of communication, you know. And I just feel you need to be a certain age to be on this social media.
But you know that goes back for like when it first social media really became hot. It was always back and forth on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It was always, you know, they what they call them. It's a little name that they call them.
Trolls.
Not even trolls. It was another thing. They, you know how you be all big and bad over social media, but then when you see that person face to face,
You ain't got nothing to say.
Nothing to say.
Tough guy, yeah.
So-
That's a tough
They're
guy.
still out there. They're still out there to be on WGRZ all the time.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a
station.
Channel 2 full
Oh,
of
this
racist,
is crazy.
racist.
No, I just didn't know. That's crazy. They got
Listen,
a whole
let-
station for them.
Let the Bills play on Sunday. I bet you those fucking niggers will fucking
Yeah.
score the touchdown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But then, you know, they say here that
Nah,
women
WGRZ,
are
man,
buying them at
they housing.
a high rate too. These guns.
I mean, I feel like at this point, we need to. The women need to protect themselves more than ever too, because a lot of these guys, you know, that's incarcerated, a lot of people have people that's, you know, dead and gone, rest in peace. A lot of people have people that's out here and not educated and not wise enough to know that it's time for us as a whole. If we ain't gonna step up for ourselves, we gotta step up for our family, man. You got daughters, sisters, cousins, moms, aunts, all that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, that's what it's about. Feel me? Like, that's gangster. Like, moving your family out of the hood, that's gangster, my nigga. Like, you gotta understand that. Like, the know that, to buy property, to own land, that's gangster. That's the new gangster. Smart the new gangster. If you don't understand, it's not about being in a situation where you gotta be a savage and you lit all the time. That's not what's up. Cause y'all probably can't read. You can't count, my nigga. Feel me? You don't even know somebody cheat. How you a man? How you a gangster? Feel me? And then if you can't do it, then you gonna let somebody cheat your family? You gonna let somebody do that to your kids, man? And you can't get mad at nobody else but yourself. So understand that and get educated, my brother. It's not about being tough all the time. Smart the new gangster, man. Get some property, get some real estate, man. Read, man. Pick up a book, man. That's what it's about, man. Real talk.
For them babies they out there have.
They gotta respect you if you own something.
You know?
If you own something, they gotta respect you.
If you own something,
You
you
won't
have time to be out here doing that.
Exactly. You don't got
Trying
time
to
for
build, man. And it ain't
Exactly.
just about yourself. It's about the people around you in 10 years from now, 20 years from now. That's what it's about, passing something down. You know, look at us and what we trying to do right now. We showing you. We strong, united voices. We not playing. It's strong, united voices. We all got a voice. We united and we strong. You got to understand that, man.
And I tell you right now, we need a couple soldiers. We gonna need a couple soldiers.
Oh, that's on that
We
time.
gonna need a couple soldiers.
But you still gotta be,
You know?
educated. You can't
That's
be
it.
wild and dumb out here.
That's
So it's
it.
okay to get on.
That's it.
And please don't. You know, let me correct that. Don't let me steer you wrong when I say that. It's a time and place for
Right,
that. Because you
right.
got to get on that to defend
Right,
yourself.
right.
You got to know how to hold it down. We
Right.
understand that.
Right.
But just for you going out wilding and just because you on a pill, like that's not tough. That's not smart. You know what I'm saying? And innocent people is getting hurt, and y'all leading a generation into destruction instead of leading them into building something. You heard?
Right.
Facts.
And I tell you this right now, because we always got to think about what the Malcolm X, powerful man,
Any means necessary.
powerful man, and he needed soldiers with him to protect his cause. And it's gonna come a time for this.
Right.
It's coming.
Right.
And we don't need y'all killing one another, and we don't need y'all going to jail. We need our men out of jail.
Right.
We need those. There's many sitting in there for stuff they didn't even really do.
Jails. They building more
So,
jails.
why these coalitions out here really fighting for us to get the laws for the blacks, y'all making us look even worse. Like, why do they deserve it? Look at them. So y'all think about that. I didn't want to also acknowledge, this was in Chicago on June 24th. It was a 16-year-old boy that was in a group home that also died through a chokehold. He's a foster child in Chicago, Michigan. And just reading that touches my heart, because this is somebody that either put their child in foster care, or he always been in foster care, but he threw a sandwich at one of the security guards, and they got on him, 3 of them, choked him, and sat on his chest. So that happened on June 24th. So I just want to acknowledge that that took place, and I don't know who's going to be fighting, but the governor name is Gretchen Whitmer in the city of Michigan, in Michigan. So I did come across that something outside of Buffalo, that this is other things going on, that police brutality thing is still going on. And we still got to be acknowledging things around the world. But the main topic we want to get to today is about the schools, the Buffalo schools, y'all. We got to reach out to these Board of Educations. It was a particular school that we did receive a couple emails on, and that school was called Academy School 131 on South Park. Looks like it was an alternative school. And that school there is getting you ready for jail.
Basically.
Okay? It's getting you ready for jail.
Detention center.
It's basically a detention center. You do what you want. The teachers let them do what you want. I went there concerning a student there, and just me witnessing what I seen was a young boy telling the teacher as I'm sitting there, saying, he walking in with her and said, "I told you I wasn't fucking in the classroom. I wasn't in there." I said, huh? I'm looking like what? I'm thinking maybe there's some lady walking with him, and it's a teacher. And she said, "No, so-and-so, you did come out of there." He's like, "I told you I wasn't in there, and I ain't going back. He said, "I ain't going back something. Oh, no, I'm not sitting down here." And she's like, "You have to sit down here and wait for, obviously, the assistant principal." She said, "Well, you sit there." He said, "I'm not having a seat. I'm fucking going back to the classroom," and walked out.
Wow.
I said, okay, now you look like you belong here. Now, I'm saying with alternative schools, some students don't belong there. Some schools and charter schools have low tolerance for you in altercations or whatever. Some students there that really don't belong there, that had a fight and get sent there. Now you got them got to get in the zone like a wild animal, because you treating the whole school like, and they ain't used to that. So that's like you going to jail, ain't never been there before, and you just there for a little time, but you got to get and you got to act the way they acting so you can get respected. So I'm just trying to figure out what this school, and I'm telling you, I researched, I couldn't find anything on this school. I don't know if they hiding shit. I don't know what it is, but I did speak to 2 students that went to that school. Parents let me talk to, because they was concerned. Look, I thought I had my glasses on, because they was concerned about their students, their children going there, and they were just saying how the lunches is horrible. They feed them cold food. Students come to school high and say, hey, they ain't doing no work today. They don't feel like
That's why they feed them cold food.
Listen,
So
what it basically boils down to is parents need to stop being scared of their kids. Stop being scared of your kids. And you had them. You brung them in this world. That's, ain't that what they say?
Yeah.
I brung you in this world, I can take you out. Well, prove it.
But they probably weren't even raising their kids. Their mamas probably was raising their kids. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
the grandparents, and them after a certain amount of time, your grandmama or the child's grandparent gets tired.
You laid up.
They
and
can't
had
do
that
nothing
fun.
no more.
You laid up and had that fun. You knew that dude was gonna leave and do what he
Right.
was gonna do. But hey, that's your child.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like if it is the students or they backgrounds, how they was raised, and in this school is tolerating this. It has to be better, because we can't just blame it on the households. I mean, y'all a school at the end of the day.
Right.
Like every other school.
Right.
Let's figure this thing out. We're not gonna treat y'all like animals and get
Right.
y'all cold
Just
food.
'cause you here.
Just because your background and all that.
Right.
Still,
Right.
you know what I mean? We can't do that. We can't, because like we said, it's like preparing them for jail. It's preparing them for a detention center and things like that.
That's
So
it.
they know when I'm coming out of here, you know,
I ain't learned shit.
feeling, you know, they ready. They like, what's up? You know what I mean? It's always aggression. It's always anger. It's always they ready to get it in. And it's like, for what though? You at school.
Oh,
You
You know what I'm saying? They not here to learn. They here to, man, ready to scrap in the parking lot, man.
let me tell you also, they got a certain part of the school that's empty, but that's where they go to fight.
Oh, man.
They got the hall monitors.
So
the teachers- the teachers
19-year-old
is not
boy.
scripted.
That's
They
why,
not
you know,
scripted.
and no disrespect, but the 19-year-old looked like he just there. He, you know, sweet cheeks, and if you know what I mean by that,
No, bag
he's
of
the hall
sugar.
monitor. No
No, bag of
disrespect,
sugar.
but you're in school and you setting up meetings for y'all to go across the other side of the school to fight. So we need to have somebody start going into the school. McKinley is horrible.
But-
I don't even want to get into that school.
Right.
I hope they get that ready for when the time to come back. But they fighting teachers in there. They ain't always having fights with students. They fighting the teachers too.
But if you know that's going on as a parent, why would you send them?
But where's
What
the
to make it?
counselor?
No. The 131 I'm talking about is like an alternative.
It's a
So
school
you ain't got no
alternative.
choice. Sometimes you might gotta go there for a couple
Yeah.
months or
Or
you know
might
whatever.
live in that area. You know how they
Yeah, they moved the
put you
one up
close,
because the
you
one on
right
Oak Street's
there.
not there
Right,
anymore.
right.
That's
a lofts.
Yeah, so they had to move.
No, I
it,
get what
but-
you're saying though. Like why?
It's
the
only
kids in
one
it.
alternative.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Moved
Because
up
my
from there.
mom had options. You know what I mean? Yeah, I went to a predominantly white school.
No.
But
It's,
she said I wasn't sending you to the city school for that reason.
right, but some people got switched out of there if they had altercations at those white schools.
Right. But you have to understand, if your child is in school cutting a straight fool every day, all day, and you talking to your child, and your child not listening to you, and they kick your child out of that school and send that child to the alternative school, and you still trying to talk to this child and get this child to do right, and the child still ain't doing right, then what you gonna do?
Jail.
Send them to the army.
I mean, you know, I feel like that's a good point, because I don't want to just just like X that out.
Right.
You know, as far as parenting and
Right,
home background
right.
and home,
Always
does
come
play a
from
part.
home. Always
That's
come
a
from
fact,
home.
because
Right.
you know, coming up as being raised properly and having manners. Excuse me, yes, ma'am. Thank you, please. You know, that shows that you had good parenting at home, because it was installed in you to make sure when you come out that household, you're not just representing you.
That's
It's
right.
your parents
That's
too.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Them now they
Right.
don't understand
They don't
and
get
get it and don't care about it. That's the thing
Definitely.
about it. Feel me?
Right.
So at this point, they know I'm going off me. I'm raising me. I know about
Yeah,
this. They think
yeah,
they
right.
way is
Yeah.
always the right way.
Yeah.
They just, trust me. I know the mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I come from it. So
Yeah.
you know, I've been around. I've been raised around it. So I know the
Right.
thoughts and the way of acting. And you know, when you have that lifestyle.
That's why I said
But-
some belong there.
Right,
Don't get me wrong.
right.
Some
Because
that you
that's
can
what they
look
know.
at and
They
be
feel
like,
comfortable there.
shit, yeah, that's
Right,
their town.
right,
That's
right.
their street. You got people coming in there, late talking about, I'm about to take a nap while the teacher teaching. That's why I'm saying that we have to bring these things out. We want everybody, please. If you got something you want us to talk about, you got us something you want to be known. I'm gonna tell you right now, today, to close this out about this school, I'm gonna get to the Board of Education, and I feel this school need to be investigated. I feel somebody should be doing pop-ups in here. They got police cars sitting out there, but ain't no goddamn police there. I don't even know why the police cars are sitting down there. I'm like, well, I said, oh, the police here.
That's crazy.
That's where the defunding comes from.
But wait a minute. But
They
wait a
want to
minute.
push that money so the police can be at the school.
But wait a minute.
Okay.
But no, let me.
Okay.
No, they ain't walking.
Let me
They
interrupt
just
you.
using that as a parking
You don't
Wait
have
a
to
minute, but
interrupt me
let me
yet.
interrupt
I was
you for a
about to
second.
finish. You don't have
Oh.
to
Okay,
interrupt
well, go
me.
ahead. Go ahead.
You know what I
Make
mean?
it
But
quick.
like that's what they talking about with the defunding. You know what I mean? They're not trying to take money out of the police. Well, they trying to spread the money out. You know what I mean? Put more money into education and things like that. Because when you give it to Buffalo Police and all that,
see
you
what
got
they
schools.
doing
You got
with
schools like that. You know what I mean? You got fight clubs in private schools and stuff like that where teachers placing bets. I bet you Raekwon can.
That's sad. They not animals. Yo.
Yeah,
This is
right.
not a dog betting or horse race.
Right.
What's wrong with you?
Right. And to be honest with you, I don't recall, and I didn't go through the whole school, but just seeing when the classes was changing, I didn't see really too many white students there. So I don't even know what's the ratio with the white students.
I'm taking Johnny over to,
It's okay. Let's see what the engineer. How many white students is there that you could say?
Like 5, because some of them is weird. The ones that kill animals type,
Wow.
and then the other one is just drug addicts at young ages. That's would be the ones, but they got them separated
From the black people?
Yeah, they call it the rump class.
And this is facts. That's not somebody that don't know what they're talking
But
about.
that's
This
kind of reverse,
information
though.
is facts.
When they go to the white schools, you know what I mean? They the rumps, the black people. But when they go to the black school, the white people go to the black school, they the rumps.
It's black people in rump classes too. They were back in the 80s. But
What
what
is
I
a
was
rump
gonna
class?
say
I don't
is
that's the slow
it's
class?
just-
That's like
Oh, that's where they're saying
And-
one class all day.
Special needs.
special
needs.
but you know what? Sometimes they're not slow. You know what I'm saying?
Some
Sometimes they can
artistic.
just be dyslexic. You
That's
know
true.
what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They're very intelligent, but
Mhm.
if reading some words on a paper, they all get confused because the letters be turned backwards from the way they look
But she
at
said
them.
these is drug
So-
addicts at this point.
So they're not, they're not slow or rumps. You know what I'm saying? They just have like a learning disability.
Right.
So
Nothing,
it's-
nothing bad.
That's
That's
what they-
crazy.
that's the
That
Right.
don't mean that they in special needs. or
Right?
anything.
No,
That's not
no. They
cool.
just need help. Maybe their
More
parents
funding.
They
didn't
didn't find
catch
no
it.
name for that.
But back on the funding and the police, and you
Okay.
said the police cars sitting at the schools, they have resource officers, and this has been going on for years now.
What
And I
resource
know
officers?
this police officers, they have certain police officers at school, and they call them resource officers.
Well, I'm telling you, there is none. They're using the car as a parking lot. That's what threw me off. I pull up. I said, "Oh, shit, they got police here." When you did your research,
you mean
engineer,
on Louisiana? You mean that
Right.
school right there?
right there with South Park. What is
South
that?
Park in Louisiana?
The Perrys.
The Perrys.
South Park in Louisiana. Yeah,
So
yeah.
there is
That's
no
a part
police
of
in
the
there.
Triple
That's
C.
good.
Right.
Nobody inside the school.
Right. They just use that to come and change clothes.
I was about to say I didn't see.
Yeah, well,
When
that's what I
got off of
thought.
work when I used to work.
That's
down
what I
there.
thought.
Yeah.
And then the security guard is just like you, can come and wind them down.
But would you really want a resource? I mean, after looking at what the police do to black people, would you really want a resource officer that ain't trained to do this shit? or
But
whatever?
no. The
Kinda-
resource officers are police officers. I know this for a fact because a friend of mine that's a police officer, he's a resource. So he still, if it's a call, he still wants to call. But when anything that deals with the school and children, he goes to the school with them kids in his police car, in his full uniform. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like he just co-chilling or anything like that. He actually are going to help.
If they get a call.
Right.
But my thing
If
is,
they're
when it's an
calling to help,
alternative
yeah.
school, this supposed to be inside. These should be the hall monitors, not some young boy walking around talking about, "Hey, she said meet her in the bathroom at 4:00. Like you what? You don't even belong here.
But we didn't have that when we were in high school, though.
Well, this is an
we had
alternative
regular-
school. That's what I'm saying. This
But
is an
even in the
alternative.
I mean, I
alternative
know
schools,
we
they
did.
didn't
We
have
had
that.
hall
We just
monitors.
had that's it.
Well, what I'm saying is, when you say an alternative, that means, okay, if they for bad people or bad children, you need a little more higher up because the teacher's scared of them. I just told you how this boy was talking to the lady. That nigga, excuse me, but he walked his ass.
She said it.
Okay,
Do something about
he
it.
walked his ass back up to
Saying
that
don't
damn
work.
classroom, and that lady stood there like this, like, shit, she ain't going to get him. So that's all I'm saying.
I
That
think they need more mentors and
they need a social worker in there. They need a
Yes,
social worker.
yes.
They need a social
And
worker.
counselors.
Yeah,
They
well,
have no
they said
counselors.
it's only 2. It's
Two
only
what?
2 of
But
it.
the alternative school shouldn't mean like the end of the road.
No, it's only one turn.
It should be like a
No,
rehabilitation.
That's
type
what it's
thing.
supposed to be. That's what alternative is supposed to be. You go there, get yourself together, so you can.
But that's
be
the thing.
introduced
They
back
making
to-
you wilder.
Right?
And then
But-
people that the dude's supposed to go there and get, just like that. When you go there and you ain't that type of person, you just because I had an innocent fight, I got sent here.
Yeah.
Now I'm sitting here looking at a jungle. So now if I'm in here a month or two, what do you think I'm finna go into? Because I'm rolling. I gotta defend myself.
So
Where
nine times
them
out of 10,
teachers
they
go?
wind up
Them
jumping
teachers
right
ever
up,
go to a
dropping
regular
out.
school?
I have no.
They
I'm
ever
talking
teach
about
at
the
regular
students.
school?
Well-
But I'm talking about the teachers. If the kids got that mentality, the teachers gotta have that mentality too. That tough.
Yeah,
I gotta show my
believe you on
kids
that.
who's boss. I'm the class. I'm the teacher.
Yeah, they
Shit.
be they
So
they
then when
more.
they transfer over to Lafayette or whatever,
Yeah.
They just switched.
They supposed to be motivated. Let's say an academic school program. I don't see where it's academic.
The
at.
thing is, what I'm saying is, you know, that's because we gonna go back to, you know, the topics, because the viewer need to understand the reason why we're touching on this is because, you know, they basically treating the students like animals. Just because some of them might be a little off, that don't mean you treat the whole school like that.
Right,
You don't go placing bets on there like they dog fighting pit bulls in a cage and we gonna bet on who win, and that's not supposed to be going on. That's one. Two, as far as the food and all that, like that's crazy, because the kids, you know, you want to motivate them and you want to give them the proper protein and things like that, so they can get in them schools and really be ready for them tests and things like that and be prepared. That ain't right, you know. And then God knows what else that's going on in that school. So we just wanted to touch on that topic as far as education, because that's a part of our youth, and if they ain't getting it at home and then they going to school and ain't getting it, it's worse. Even if they being good at home, but when they get to school, they gotta turn up and get. They gotta put a mask on and become somebody else. And everybody at home, at work, and doing different things, so you don't even know. That's why it is a topic to be tapped in with your youth and understand and let them know you can always come talk to me and you can express yourself and you don't have to bottle that anger up. Because it's coming from different areas, whether it's home or school, and we have to understand that.
And we're going to be reaching out, like I said, to the Board of Education, and the principal there is called Dr. Casey Young. So we're going to be sending out an email to him to see if we can get any response on the things that been told to us. We thank you for the parents that did respond to us. We do want to let you know we appreciate you sending us an email with your concerns on this particular school. Again, that is the Academy School 131. We're going to close out, but we got good news today. We sat and had a discussion, us four, yesterday, like, what could we talk about good in the city of Buffalo?
Because there's always some good around.
So, we're going to talk about this good news. This young lady, speaking of schools, her name is Latanya Plummer. Okay, she's graduated 2020 from City Honors.
Congratulations.
And 4.16 GPA.
That's what's up.
Full scholarship. Come on.
She trying to be great, ain't she?
Yeah, she is great.
Full scholarship.
She definitely is.
To Northeastern Boston. $67,000 a year.
That's what's up.
Full scholarship.
That's a blessing.
And she going for free 99?
See, you see what hard work and
I said full scholarship. Again, for Latanya Plummer. Be great.
Your greatness, man.
Be great, sweetheart. And that is the best thing at the end of a show we would like to keep doing. So anybody's students, anybody's children who's graduated from college, who's we're always at the end of our clips for the 2020, y'all. We need y'all to drop them names down to us so we can, at the end of our show, we can acknowledge it. We don't want to talk about bad and can't end it with nothing good.
Doing great things.
Okay.
Great
so
things.
again, the email is strongunitedvoices@gmail.com. We will be back here again. We're going to continue doing this. And again, I'll say it to you, if you have anything you want us to talk about, we will be starting to have guests on the show. We're going to start with our black businesses here. We also have some special guests that will be reaching out to us soon. And I hope she responds, know who I'm talking to, that we will get more information to you, more about the police department in the city of Buffalo. Anybody else like to say anything before we close out?
Yeah, let me just throw one more thing out there. You know, we want the kids to call in, but we also want anybody doing something good in the city of Buffalo.
Right.
Absolutely.
Call
So
in, let us know.
Right.
So we can give you a shout out.
Right.
We want y'all to do better.
That's right.
Definitely.
We
That's
want
what it's about.
Not only the adults, but we need the children to do better, because right now, this is what's going to be. When we get old, it's going to be y'all. And we can't have y'all running amok.
Y'all the future.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Definitely you the future. And you can't be the future if you're out there killing each other.
Right.
You can't be the future if you don't want to go to school and learn. You can't be the future if you're constantly fighting one another.
Amazing.
You know what I'm saying? We're supposed to be building each other up. You know, we're supposed to be having each other's back. And you can't have each other's back if you too busy shooting each other down.
That's
You
right.
be the leader of your crew.
That's right. So let's
I
stand
wanna-
strong, y'all.
Yeah,
Alright.
we have to stand strong, and I want to give a shout out to the Drink Champs podcast.
Yes,
Nori,
Nori!
salute.
Nori!
Shout out my guy Wallow 267. Over there in Philly. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? He definitely held it down. So we want to acknowledge those. Shout out to Jess Hilarious. Shout out to
Yes,
TK
Jess.
Kirkland. So these is people that we want to shout out and
Did you shout out to
acknowledge.
Jada?
Shout out to Jada Ray. She knows.
Come
that.
on now. You can't let Jada Ray be out there.
Nah,
We
you
can't
know
wait
that.
till you come
know
here.
That's 100%, and we have a lot of people we want to acknowledge, and we know it's a lot of things. Shout out to the black young entrepreneurs
Yes.
too that's coming up. If you have anything, you have a business you want to promote,
Yes.
and things like that.
Yes.
Also, we are looking for sponsors if you want to reach out.
Right.
It's early in the game now,
Right.
but we understand that if you don't get on now, that it's going to be okay, but the
Right.
ticket might change.
That's
right.
Once everything goes on and we
Yeah.
get in the right space, so you might want to get on now because this is just 1% of what we have that we introducing, because you know how it is now. It's 2020, people are still your ideas, and we understand it. So we're being a little smart about this here. So what we bringing to you right now, it is definitely something you want to be in tune
That's
with.
it.
Right.
Hey, I just gotta say this too. I seen Method Man on, I forgot who show he was rapping on yesterday, spitting some bars, but that's my focus to get out to him, because when I say he spit, it didn't make no sense. It was crazy. So Method Man, shout out to you.
Yes.
You gotta say your boy
Yo.
Jada. You ain't even say
Yo,
Jada
let me give a
Kiss.
shout out
Oh
to
yeah,
my
no, I'm my guy. You know that top 5
Jada!
that are alive. That's just off one LP. You know?
Right.
Yeah, that's my guy. Man,
Right.
shout out Jada Kiss, Steve Block, the Locks. You know that.
Yeah.
and give a shout out to my brother. He's trying to do his thing on his podcast. Podcast players. Shout out to him and his.
All
crew.
right.
Shout
You know,
out.
wish
shout
I
out.
was
Podcast
Good.
respect,
Good.
salute.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
All right, so we closing out. See y'all next week.
I hustle. I'm trying to make a living.